So first of all, thank you everyone for joining us today in our webinar. We are going to talk about 3 ways to get more ROI with Monday AI. As you guys probably know, AI is a huge topic. It's a really hot topic, and it seems like everyone's talking about it. I don't know about you, but in my LinkedIn feed and YouTube, all I see is AI. You have to be using AI. And I think to actually take it to be a little bit more personal, to ways that you can actually do it as opposed to people talking about things that, I don't know, to me, they kind of seem like hard to actually follow them. So we're going to try and talk about some really concrete ways that you can use Monday AI. So just quickly about the agenda of how our session is going to be today. We're going to start with the introductions. And we're going to talk about the AI options within Monday, because there actually are a lot of different ways that you can use AI. I just want to make sure that everyone understands what they are and the different ways. We're going to talk about 3 specific ways that you can get ROI using Monday AI. The first is with Monday Vibe, and Danny, who is joining me, is going to be presenting that. Then we have a demo of AI and dashboards, and then Sidekick, and then a few minutes for questions. If you have any questions in the middle of the presentation, you could just feel free to interrupt me, interrupt Danny, or you can type it in the question section in the top right of your screen. So just to start off, for anyone that doesn't know me, hi, my name is Tara. I'm the founder of a company called Simple Day. We have been partners with Monday.com for the last 3 years. We are currently gold partners in the United States. So we work with mostly US clients, but actually we have clients all over the world. I work with a team of 10 amazing people that whoever works on the implementation side in terms of Monday is all certified and has a lot of experience working with Monday. We work with a lot of different verticals, helping people implement Monday. And honestly, I think we make serious changes in how they run their business because Monday just works better for them. This has been a really fun ride for me as we get close to our 4th year in business. So it's been a really fun ride so far. Now I want to introduce Danny. Danny is a senior project manager on my team, and Danny is actually going to be presenting our first use case about Monday Vibe, which I will get to in a few minutes. So first, I just want to talk about the different options to use AI. Before we jump into these different options, I kind of want to just take a step back to tell you about Monday. I think this AI, I know it's been going on for a while. I was at the Monday Partner Summit last February, and all they spoke about was AI. But I personally have really seen a huge transformation from Monday about how the whole platform is built. The whole focus has changed to be AI focused. And Monday as a company is really moving forward and trying to integrate AI as much as possible within their tool. So I do come in contact with a lot of different tools, and I think Monday's actually really pushing as hard as they can to be involved in this upcoming AI, or maybe we're part of it already, this AI revolution, and they're really trying to transform the platform. And with that, there's a lot of amazing things that have come out. I don't think that we've seen what's left. I think there's going to be a lot more from Monday. I actually had a really interesting interview that I did with the person who invented Monday Vibe. So it's going to come out on YouTube soon once we finish editing it. So I met with him actually last week on Friday, and we had a whole conversation. And first of all, he invented Monday Vibe 3 months ago, which is pretty new. And just listening to him talk about it, I think it's just the beginning of what Monday's going to do. I think the platform, and nothing's obviously, they're still figuring it out, but I think AI is going to become even more critical to the platform. So it is really important to understand how Monday works. So I just want to kind of hit some of the options, more the top high level options, just so you're aware of all these different options. So the first one is something called Monday Magic. Monday Magic, I would say, came out a good couple of months ago. I don't know, maybe 7, 8. I don't remember exactly. What Monday Magic is you just search, I think it's mondaymagic.com, and you enter your use case. You can say I am an event planner and I need to use Monday boards, and it will set up Monday boards for you. It will set up not only a single board, but it will set up a whole slew of boards. Now, from what I've seen, it actually set up a pretty good use case. The thing that I loved best about it is that they set up a use case and then they created a video for you saying this is your use case and what boards we set up and why we set it up. So you basically had a whole SOP for how your boards were set up. While I think Monday Magic is a great tool, I don't think it's really good for really complex situations. And I don't think it's complex, bigger, more than simple prompts. I think it will take a while to get there, but I do think it's a tool that you definitely should use. I'm not going to talk about it more than this on this webinar, but honestly, if you're just starting out with Monday and you're not sure what kind of boards to build and what you need, I think it's great for ideas. Like it'll give you some great ideas just to get started. The next thing that we're going to talk about is Monday Vibe. And Danny's going to show you actual Monday Vibe in a couple of minutes. But what Monday Vibe is it's basically vibe coding. So if you're familiar with vibe coding, it's basically using AI to actually write code for an app. So you don't need to be a developer. You just need to use everyday language to write to the app about what you want to do. Of all the things all the ways that Monday's using AI, I actually think that Monday Vibe is going to have the biggest impact on the company, because you can basically use Monday Vibe to change the whole platform. Like obviously there's constraints that you're working within the constraints of Monday Vibe, but you can design it totally differently. You can have it do certain things that the Monday platform doesn't always do. So you're not constrained as much to Monday. And from there, you can build out your workflows, like on the call. So when I was on this interview with this person named Amichai, who's the inventor of it, he basically had a board of all the different vibes that he's seen that people have built out. And it was amazing to see how different they are from each other, but how each company took the vibe like to the next level. Like they weren't only doing, let's just something simple, which you can do, but they really were like, they were creating dashboards that were updated in real time. Then it created it into a presentation that then they can go give the investors. Yesterday, I was talking to a potential client to me and he said, we want to have a Monday Vibe strategy, which is the first time that I heard that phrase. But I think that we really need to look at Monday Vibe as a really strong product within Monday, because that's your ability to really, really customize it for exactly what you want. Another really cool example that I saw with Amichai also was a company that needed approvals for graphics. So like, let's say you're doing a social media post and you need to send it to someone. So, if we're using Monday, we put it in an update and then someone has to update the status. So the vibe that they built was that someone got it to their phone. They just got this image and they literally, it was like swipe right if you want to approve it, swipe left if you want to disapprove it, and then write your comments. But like, that's not something that's available today in Monday. You know what I'm saying? That's like a totally new feature. Never seen that in Monday. And now you could do it with Monday Vibe. So the possibilities, I think, it's like up to your imagination. Like, what can you build? Obviously there's some, like you're working within the framework of Monday, but it's much broader than what the current platform offers. And we'll see that in a couple minutes. The next thing that I want to talk about is AI columns. So AI columns are simply columns on your board that can automatically pull information. There's a whole bunch of columns. Just if you look in the column center, there's information like you can translate information, you can extract data. Something that this is really good for is if you're using Monday service, you can pull in like all the tickets to understand like how important the ticket is. Like is it urgent or is it not? So you're having AI use that. And you can have a lot of different information that AI columns can then set the status of something or look at something. And one way we use it is like we pull out the first name. Because, if you like submit a lead in the Monday CRM, it's written as like Tara Horn as opposed to first name, last name. So we use an AI column to just have Tara. It's a simple thing, but it's just another way that you can use AI columns. The next option for using AI is you can use it in automations and in workflows. There's a whole bunch of different blocks that I definitely recommend checking it out. Workflows is also something that I think is changing the face of how Monday looks, not as much as Vibe. I think I don't know if Danny told us, but someone said like they heard that they may even be getting rid of automations and that workflows, maybe not Danny. Someone told us to me recently. I don't know if it's true, but I think, using it within automations to automatically do something is critical. Dashboards and reporting, which we're going to talk about towards the end, and Sidekick, which is something that we're also going to talk about. So I'm not going to discuss it now, but these are just different ways that you can use AI. You obviously can also use it in updates. Like if you want to fix your text in an update, in emails, for emails and activities, you can use it. And in Monday Docs, I didn't even list all the ways. I just wanted to highlight a few of them. So these are the different ways and options that you can use AI. And as I said, I think every month, Monday comes out with more ways that you could be using AI within the platform. So that being said, I want to start off with Danny. He is going to show us an example of a vibe he built. We actually had an internal AI hackathon. We haven't judged it yet, but this was an app that Danny built for our internal hackathon. And I want to share it with you because I think it was a really great app and it just shows you what you can do with this platform. So Danny, take it away.
Thank you so much, Tara. So as Tara mentioned, this was an internal hackathon where we each had just a few hours, literally just a few hours to build out what we thought is a solution that would solve an issue that a client has. And with my experience here at Simple Day, and also I've been, working with Monday itself, the product, for a little over 4 years. The biggest issue that I've seen with clients is with time tracking. Clients are struggling to get good reporting on what's going on with time tracking when they need to track both employees' times as well as billing clients as well. So I decided that my hackathon idea and vibe will be based on time tracker, and went and built out an entire time tracking app to use. So here that we're looking at is just a regular, Monday board as we know it, with regular tasks, who the employee is, the client that we're doing the tasks for, when we did it, hours logged, and just simple if it's biddable or non-biddable, with the timer status running or not running, and any other additional notes. Just a regular normal Monday board, nothing Vibe related. What I did in Vibe, which we'll take a brief look a little later as to how I built this all out and the absolutely amazing magic behind Vibe, is what's over here in this view, the time insights. Again, just took me just a few hours to build this out, just writing prompts in. I'm not a developer. I've never been a developer. I'm always a project manager, working with clients, implementing, and this is what I built out. So over here, we see in our Time Tracker Pro, that's what I called it, Time Tracker Pro. First of all, we've got a dashboard. How many hours total have been spent this week? How many hours are billable? How many clients we have billed? And our efficiency rate. In other words, of all of the hours that I tracked, how much of that time is biddable. Now, going down to our dashboard, to our report, this is just a weekly overview. You can see each day, Sunday, Monday, what's biddable, what's non-biddable. You can toggle backwards and forwards, last week, this week. You can go to specific dates in the date pop-up over here. You can choose specific dates if you need. And you can also click on the bars as well to see all the details of who I billed for and which client, how many hours, who the employee was, and all the relevant details. Scrolling down again, this is just in our main dashboard. We'll see all of our recent entries, who the client is, when we last billed, who the employee was, exactly the same ideas that we clicked here, but you can see here in a nice cards view. And we can also, if you want, toggle it to be in a table view instead. All the tasks. If we go back to our card view, I can directly from here, if I'm working with this client, need to start to continue tracking their time because I'm doing something for them at the moment, I can just click here, start the tracker. It highlights in green, so I know coming into my dashboard that the time is currently running on this item. And if you scroll a little up to the top, you'll see up here a clear view of this timer currently running. If you move over to any other section of the time insights view, it constantly stays there, always for you to see, pinned to the top. Here you can pause it, you can stop it, you can save the entry, and it was just a few seconds, so you won't really see the update, but you get the idea. Just clicking from there, you can stop the timer and save the entry. Now, if we're going to our table view as well, we can also do bulk actions as well. I can select what I need to select. I can delete if I need to delete. I can export to CSV if I would need to export this time to CSV for any specific reason. If I click there, you'll see an export occurring. I'm just going to clear this for now. Don't have much time. Tara just gave me 5 to 10 minutes, so I won't go through all the features. So let me go over to time entries. This is all the time entries that you can see. I've got it showing 25 per page, but you can toggle to how many per page that you want to see, how many items per page. Filters also, you can filter by clients or specific clients or all clients. You can filter by status, in other words, biddable, non-biddable entries, or you can search for specific client if you need to, or the ASM clients, you'll see all their details as well. That's the time entries. Then reporting. And then here, reporting is the biggest pain point that all my clients seem to have. So here it's solved with this vibe. You can do a weekly report, which we saw also on the dashboard, this weekly report. But here also, you've got a nice little summary of the total time spent and the efficiency rate as well, and your average as well. How many hours on average are being tracked as well. This is this week, and of course we can toggle backwards and forwards as need be if you want to see previous weeks. And to the summary that you see up here, you can see down here as well, a nice beautiful summary. That's weekly report. Monthly report has a bit more detail in it. Here you can see in these cards up here all the time spent, the same as like what we saw on the dashboard for this week. This is for the month. Dashboard of all the hours spent over December, how many billable hours, how many non-billable hours, how many clients were billed for, and what your average billable per day is. And you can also see trends over here as well. Now, because December is just the beginning, there's not much to see for a trend. But if we go to a previous month, if we have time, I'll show you that afterwards. But if you go to a full month, you'll be able to see the full trends over the course of the entire month, what days you're bidding more, what days you're bidding less, and see the trend over the course of the month. But here also, you can see a breakdown by employee and by client. Again, the issue, the pain point that I constantly found, it was very difficult for both clients and internally for employees. So you have got a nice, neat breakdown, all the employees, how much time was billed, non-billed over the course of the month, and also your breakdown for each of your clients, the billable, non-billable tracker hours were, and all of it, again, can be exported as well into CSV. You can choose to export the employee data. You can choose to export the client breakdown, export to CSV. And yes, it actually does work. Open it up, and there's your beautiful CSV export of all your clients' hours, who was billed, how many hours they were billed for, billable, non-billable, and all the details in your nice, neat CSV export. What else do we have? I'll come back to the dashboard. Before at the beginning, we clicked on the card view to be able to start a timer, that you can do up here as well manually. Log time, choose either a new task to create a new task or an existing task to do the timer on. If I'm doing a new task, it will go and get added to the main table, the new task with all the relevant details. Something else, just looking at the clock. Something else is, all team data. You see this says over here, all team data. That's because I am a board owner. So I can see my entire team, everyone's trackable time. So Tara at the end of the month wants to see all of her team's data, who's billed what, she'll be able to see everything. But a board member, and this goes according to the permissions over here of the board itself. As I'm owner, I can see everyone, but a board member will only be able to see their own time as well. So each individual team member can just see what they did, but a board owner or manager can see everything. This is, in a nutshell, the Vibe that I built. What I want to show you, though, in Vibe itself, first of all, for those who don't know how to get to Vibe, let's simply click this beautiful little heart over here, and it will open up Vibe for you. You'll need to log in, and what you'll see is a home screen to be able to start doing maps, to start doing apps. Now, again, like I said, I've never developed any programming in my life. What I did was just write prompts. Just like any AI, ChatGPT, Claude, you're writing prompts and gives you answers. It's the same thing. So everything that I did here was just prompts of what I want to get done. And it went and built out the code for me as well, which you can see if I scroll a bit higher up, you'll see the Vibe coding itself. If I see some examples, of course, now it's not showing me, but there are, code examples of what, this is what I was looking for. So the actual code that Vibe built out, it shows you as well what it did. But again, I'm just writing prompts. And all the way through, as you can see here, okay, this is looking good, now do this. And this is all I did. Took me a couple of hours. That's all I did. I kept writing prompts. Okay, this looks great so far. Now do this or adjust that or change that. And that's all I did until I got to the very end and got an end product. And then the last thing at the very end was I asked Vibe to write for me an executive summary of all the key benefits of this app itself for me to be able to then go use and for marketing or for the Monday marketplace to put it on. So even not just coding the app itself, but even the marketing side, the verbiage of how the app works, I got Monday Vibe to write out for me as well. I didn't see any questions. If anyone has any questions, there we go. Rosa has a question. Played around with Vibe, but my issue is that it wouldn't update with follow-up requests that I asked for. Did you find this to be an issue, that it did not follow your follow-up request out of the book? So the only issue that I had, and I would say that this app is 90% done because of that, is that I kept running into a bug. I kept saying to Monday Vibe, okay, this is a bug. This is what should be happening. please fix it. And it just kept on trying to fix it, but didn't actually take care of it. So I guess it doesn't really answer your question, Rosa. It did follow up with what I needed to do, but it still wasn't resolving the issue for me.
Can I add one thing? So what I've been seeing is that when I was playing with my vibes was, first of all, it's easier to start on a board, an existing board, than have it make a board, but to do one prompt at a time, not to give it everything, but if you do one thing at a time, then it should be better. And I kept on saying, like, save whatever we did into like, this is what I want. Now only add this one thing, but don't make any other changes. Like, I did find that helped, but still the beginning of a process that was buggy as well from
Exactly.
my end.
And like you said, this is only 3 months old. It's a baby. And even though it's a baby, it's insane what we've been able to do in just 3 months with it. Like, this literally took me just a few hours to build out. Thank you for having me.
Amazing.
Hope this gives you even small amount of the magic behind Monday Vibe. Highly, highly, highly recommend to go and play with it, even just for fun. But you'll find that, even just having fun with it, you'll suddenly build out something super cool for your organization that will make your lives that much simpler. So again, thank you. It's been fun being here, and have a good rest of webinar.
Okay, thank you, Danny, for joining us. So in this first example, we could really see by how you're taking AI to really save you as a company time. What Danny did is he noticed like the way Monday is set up is not working for this specific use case. So Monday in this use case is not working. He built out, again, using Monday AI through Monday Vibe, he built out like a whole new app, but it's customized for him and it does exactly what he does. And knowing, because this is an issue that we run into all the time, like the amount of time that is saved because now we have this app and we have this data, like we're literally saving time that people spend every month trying to understand how much time is spent per client and how much time did each person spend each month. So we're able to build this app out by ourselves and just really use it. For us, it's been, we're going to implement it eventually. And I know that it's going to be a huge time saver. This is just one example of how you can use Monday Vibe. The sky's the limit. It's really like your creativity is the limit here. But I think this is like the first example of what you can do for your company when you're using Monday. And I do think that Monday Vibe is going to change the face of Monday because I think you can have such a customized experience that I think people are going to be using it more as it grows. The next thing that I want to talk about is a dashboard, create the dashboards. Here I am on my Monday board. I've been doing this for a long time. I've met with a lot of different companies. And I would say that there's 3 issues that everyone is probably pretty common from everyone that I meet, or most people. Like these are the 3 top issues that people using Monday come to me with. Number 1, they don't understand connected board columns and mirrors. Number 2, they want to make sure the structure of how they set up all of their boards, like overall, is good. And number 3, they don't know how to use dashboards. Using dashboards is so critical for a company. Having the ability to make data-driven decisions based on your actual data is just so important because let's just use a really example. If you're in marketing for your company and you want to understand where all your leads are coming from, if you don't know if you're getting more leads from, let's say, Google or YouTube, then like, how do you know which one to invest in? You really need to take the time to look at the data. And like I said, building dashboards is something that I see is one of the biggest issues that people have. By not building dashboards, they're not using all of the available functionality within Monday. Like they're missing out. So what Monday did here is they actually added an AI piece that helps you build dashboards. So as you can see here, I'm in this task board. For right now, it only does a dashboard based on a view up here. It doesn't do like a separate dashboard. But if I go here and click on customizable view, so what you're going to see happen is here I had, it says, tell AI about your view. Again, this all goes back to prompts. Almost everything that you do in AI is all prompt based. So here we can say, I want to see how many tasks I have in my board by priority. And you can see that I'm adding in a very simple prompt. And let's see what happens. Just give it a minute. Your view was created. Okay, it actually made 2 dashboards for me. Let's see how they are. Okay, here it's showing me task by priority. That's exactly what I wanted. How many tasks I have by priority. Here it showed me total tasks. I'm honestly not sure why it made that one. You saw the prompt that I entered, but if I want, I can just go and delete it or I can keep it. I know that was like such a simple example of creating a dashboard, but if you go here, you go to the widget center and you're just like, I don't know what all these dashboards are. I don't know how to do it. Something like this, which it just took me 2 seconds. I know. I can't tell you how much people struggle to try and build these dashboards. So now you have basically an AI bot that will build your dashboards for you. This is still in beta, as you saw when I first did it. So like one of the issues you can see here is I don't even have a way to go back and add another one, which is not so great, but I'm sure Monday is going to fix that. But the idea is that if you need dashboards, and I know everyone needs them, that you can use AI to give you those dashboards. And that's like a real return on investment with your company because again, having that data to make decisions is really something that's going to make a really big difference with how you see your company, where you invest your money, and what you do. So that is number 2, dashboards. Checking out dashboards. I think that Monday is going to get to a place that it's going to be a lot more robust that you can create dashboards. I don't think they're there yet, but I definitely think that for right now, even being able to create a simple dashboard like this is great. And I think, over the next couple of months, I think we're going to see a lot of movement in this area. The next thing that I want to show you is I want to show you Sidekick. So I think Sidekick is probably one of the second coolest AI feature that Monday released. The first is for sure is Monday Vibe. And I would say that Sidekick is very close behind. What Sidekick is we either have over here, you can click it, or on your board, you can click Sidekick over here. And it basically opens an AI bot for you on your board. Now, what it can do is it can read your entire board. Here you can see I was just playing with it yesterday in preparation for this. So I'm going to go to the main table and I'm going to start just with a basic prompt, just to show you as example. So here you can see on my board, I have everything in completed tasks. The priority is still marked. So I could say to Sidekick, remove priority for all items in the completed tasks group. Okay, so I put in that prompt. It's thinking like every AI, it takes a minute to read your board, to read, analyze, whatever it is, has already been removed. Okay, that's not true. I actually did it yesterday. Now I put it back. So let's keep on talking to it. Please check again. There. Let's just make sure we only have one group. Let's just see. You have to like wait a few seconds in between it. So here you could see it's starting to remove the priority column. Again, all dependent on my prompt, but it removed it. And here it says, if you notice any issues, just let me know. We'll give it a thumbs up. Great job. Thank you. It was done. Now, this is a pretty basic example. Of course, I can do this manually, but sometimes I find that people like talking to chatbots. Like it's like a newer thing, but people like talking to chatbots, but you can do so much more than this. So I want to show you another example. This is actually something I see with a number of my clients. Sometimes they have very specific labels or drop down options that they need to have, and it's actually a real pain to add them into every board. Now I'm going to tell Sidekick about a new column that I want to add with the specific labels. So can you add a drop down column that lists all of the states in the United States? I've seen this a lot with sales teams. And also I actually have a company that one of my clients that they sell medical devices and they always need to know the state and they choose it from a drop down. Now, when we first set this up for them like a year ago, we literally had to first add in every state manually. Then eventually we used it as templates. But here they said I'd added a drop down with all the states. Let's look at the column. If we go here, you can see this column was added, US states, and I have all the states here. This is pretty simple request, but I literally can have Sidekick look at my boards, add in information, again, unique to my company, help me exactly with what I need. Now, let's see how we could take this board to the next level. Let's say, what columns would you recommend to make this board even better? Let's just see what it asks us, what it answers us. Now, a lot of these, again, are going to depend on your prompt, but you can use Sidekick to help you understand your boards. And here it gave some options: tags, notes, progress, cost. I personally actually really like a progress column. So let's add a progress column. Now, it's true that I can simply just add a progress column myself, but being able to chat with someone or something, a bot that knows about your boards and can give you more information is really helpful. So it actually gave me a progress column. This is not what I wanted. It gave me that, a status column, not progress, but okay, still helping me update my boards. And if you want, we can continue down this process. And this is something that I see in companies all the time. So companies build up processes specifically in Monday.com, and then they have no documentation about it. They have no documentation about what's going on in their company. And then they have the following problem. Someone's out on maternity leave, someone's out on vacation, someone quit, someone was fired, and they don't know how to do a certain process because no one writes SOPs. Let's be honest, everyone hates writing SOPs. But what you can do with Sidekick, and I think this is like a huge time saver because everyone has to do it, but no one actually wants to, is you can actually write SOPs based on your board. So what we can do is we can tell Sidekick, write an SOP for me about how this board works. So I can give it a prompt to start writing an SOP for me. And what it's going to do, again, it's going to analyze my board. Unfortunately, just now, it cannot yet analyze your automations. So that's something that I'm assuming that they're going to add in. But if you want, you can give information. But here you can see, here's my task board number one SOP. Here's my groups. Here's my adding tasks. It's showing me how to add a task, click add item, how to assign tasks, updating. I have all of this information. Okay. So I have all this information. Now, here's the really cool part. Obviously, if I want to edit it, I can go in and constantly edit it. But I also can save it as a Monday doc. Okay, so I've written my SOP and now I can actually save it. And we always have a board for all of our SOPs. I just missed it. And I believe it created it all the way down here. We're going to just find it. So here you can see task board for SOP, and I'm going to open it. And here you can see I have an SOP that is updated. Obviously, I can update it over here. I can move it, whatever I want. But what I did is I took a board that was being built, that we're using, that we need a process for, because a lot of people don't necessarily know their process. They don't share it with their team members. Like I said, someone goes away, someone's on vacation, whatever it is. They don't know how to do something in the company. So you need an SOP. And understanding your Monday boards, how to use them. This is just another example of how you can use Sidekick. Other examples I've seen, and this is actually one of the examples from the Monday video about Sidekick, but I thought it was a great example, is you have a task. Let's find an event hall for an upcoming event. So you can ask Sidekick right within Monday, can you help me do this? Find an event hall. And it will give you options. Or can you summarize my board, summarize the tasks? How many tasks do I have overdue? Like there's so much that you can do with Sidekick just talking to it to analyze your boards. So I definitely recommend checking out Sidekick to really understand what it can offer you. Again, I think there's a lot more that it's still being built out and there's a lot more that it's going to be. But even for now, there's so much that it can offer just to save you time by using AI. So I would say in summary, I would say that these three examples that we looked at are probably my top picks for using Monday AI. Again, it's Monday Vibe, Sidekick, and using Monday to build out dashboards. There's going to be tremendous growth within Monday for AI. As I said, the whole platform is really moving forward with incorporating AI into every one of its products. And I think here, these are really some practical ways that you could be using Monday AI as opposed to just, I don't know, rewrite this or whatever, like something very basic. There's a lot of things that are real time savers that you can use to help your company use Monday. So that being said, does anyone have any questions that I can answer? Okay, I see a question. Can Sidekick help create a complicated workflow? For example, working in a project delivery, there are many variables to which template I can use. Let's say for this example, I needed to create a workflow that had an if or multiple branch condition that would list out all the countries in the world and pick the associated template. I'm not sure because this seems to me like this is about how you set up your board. And Monday Sidekick can't do automations. Like I'm assuming that in my mind, a template's close to an automation, because you want to say like, if this, then therefore, use this template. I don't know that Sidekick at this point would be able to build that out. It could be Vibe could be good for that, but I would test it out. I think you should see, you may be able to use it. Again, depending like how many automations, because Sidekick's not really doing automations yet. Like it's not updating your automations. There actually is something called Monday Wands, that should be coming out soon. I saw some information about it that I believe can also do automation. So that may be the right tool, but I definitely would check it out. Okay, I would like to be able to do an AI summary that creates an overview for multiple text fields and all of the task updates combined. I cannot figure out a way to do this without creating multiple additional summary and formula fields. Is there a better solution? One option that you can do for AI is you can use the AI column to convert it to a Monday doc. So it could be that maybe you can use that one. Let me go back here. Let me see if I remember what it is off the top of my head. Let's actually look at all of them. There is here, generate doc with AI. So if you use this one, you can see over here that I have the prompts are going to show up. What I've done is in here in the prompt, I wrote like pull data from these columns and then put it in a document. So then I had it in my document. It was able to do that. So I would test that out. I think that may be able to work. Okay, how is my data used with Monday API? Next question. And what is the data protection? So Monday has a trust center. I recommend that you just Google it, find the trust center. I know that to protect your data, they have a lot of security that they enforce very strictly. I don't know the details of exactly how they use it for Monday AI, but I definitely recommend checking that out. Okay, next question. Can you explain the key differences between Monday Magic and Monday Vibe? Great question. Love it. Okay, so let me just show you what Monday Magic is. So Monday Magic, okay, so here you can see I'm opening Monday Magic. So here you can see I'm in Monday Magic, and basically here I want to create a workflow. So this is building a lot of boards and a whole workflow. So we can do just as an example, as I said before, I have an events planner. Help me build out a workflow to manage all of my events. Okay, so now I'm going to hit create with magic. This is going to build out a number of boards for me, probably dashboards, a whole workflow. Monday Vibe currently only works on one board. I know that they're definitely increasing it, so it's going to be able to work on a lot more boards. There's a lot of similarities between them, but Monday Magic is actually just building out the structure of your boards within the confines of Monday. Like you're using AI to think about what kind of boards you may need, what kind of dashboards you may need, and then build it out. But you're within the confines of Monday. Like you're still working within boards and within the same views and designs and everything like that. I'm pretty sure that you have to work within those confines. I've actually never tested out doing something like a Vibe with Monday Magic, but I think you're working within the same confines of Monday. Monday Vibe, you don't need to work in those same confines. Like if you like look at, let's say the example that Danny did, like he randomly picked colors for his Vibe, and you don't have to use Monday colors. Like here, if you build a regular board, you have to use Monday colors. And some of the designs is not standard Monday design. So I think Monday Magic is more limited to just building out exactly in the confines of Monday, building that out. And Monday Vibe is building out like above and beyond, like an app. So it's not always the same functionality. Monday Magic can touch multiple boards. Monday Vibe right now cannot, but I know that it is supposed to. I'm still waiting for this to load. Let's see if there's any other questions and then we can come back to this. I definitely recommend checking it out. And I think you'll be able to see checking out Monday Magic and you'll be able to see what it can actually do because it can build out like a basic start of how you are using Monday.
Can I ask one
Yeah.
quick question?
Go for it.
I'm Harry. I work for BTC. I'm in the project delivery side of things, and like I've brought this Monday system into my company and we've started to use it and I've rolled it out for all of our customers. We haven't actually enabled the AI piece yet, but is there a place where I can bring forth examples of this Monday Magic and Vibe and things like that, like a records dump or something like that, that I can use as a business case within my business to try and get the AI approved?
Meaning like you just want to show different ways that people have been using it so that way you can get it approved.
Exactly. Yep.
So first of all, you can play with it by yourself. So Monday Vibe and Monday Magic, like you know your use case best. I would recommend building something with it that you need and create a video of it and show them what you built.
I wouldn't have access to it yet because it's not enabled on our
Oh, it's not
Monday.
enabled. Okay, so Monday Magic, I think that it's you may be able to, like, I'm seeing that it's like a separate website and it's in alpha. You may not be able to add it to your Monday boards, but you may still be able to use it.
Okay.
So I would check that out. In terms of Monday Vibe, there are some people that have done some videos about Monday Vibe. We have some videos that we did for AI Hackathon. Honestly, happy to share them with you. And if you want to connect with me over email, I can give you the information of the person who invented Monday Vibe. And he actually posts a lot of videos on LinkedIn about Monday
Oh, that'd
Vibe.
be great. Yeah. Thanks very much, Dara.
Yeah, I could just put my email in the chat here. Feel free to email me and you can watch those videos. I do think you may be able to access Monday Magic without, like, you won't be able to put it onto your board, but it does it's not loading yet. But basically, once it builds it, it's going to build a preview over here so you can use that to show the people on your team
Okay, that's brilliant.
what it does. I also think that some of the reasons why I heard from big companies, why they don't want to enable this is because you do have to pay for the credits using the AI, which obviously can be expensive. But I think there are certain things that can be enabled and that doesn't cost your company extra money. I'm pretty sure that Sidekick is not an extra fee. I would double check that. I don't know offhand what is and what's not, but there are certain AI features that you don't necessarily need to pay for. So if like that's part of the issue, I would check that out as well.
Thanks, Dara.
Okay. I don't know why our Monday Magic didn't build yet, but I definitely recommend checking it out. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day. It was really nice meeting you guys and good luck using AI with Monday.com. Have a great day.
Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and remember to subscribe to receive tips and tricks on how to use Monday.com. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you soon.